What a great way to start the meeting. And we're all wearing red or some form of red and purple.
Yes.
So cool. And I see Suzanne joined us. Suzanne, can you hear us? She's still connecting. Hello, Suzanne.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. Are
Yes.
you?
Are you Yes. Are you recording the meeting?
Yes, we're recording it for public use because
Okay.
yeah,
I don't want to discuss it. For me, it's then I'm out. In this moment, I respect it that you do that, but for me, it's right now in this moment, I don't want to participate in recorded meetings, and I didn't know, so I will leave the space and yeah.
Okay. Thank you for being true to what you're doing. I appreciate that.
Thank you, and hi, Kari.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, hello.
Nice to hear your
Yeah,
voice.
I feel sad to leave the meeting, but yes, in this moment, I feel sad to leave the meeting, but it's my decision not to want to be part of recorded meetings. Okay, so I wish you a good meeting.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Suzanne. Yeah, it wasn't recorded, but the purpose of recording the meeting is that, I mean, creating a new game world, we're gonna look bad. Like it's gonna, we're not gonna make things right, or we're gonna have a lot of learning here, and then people can use that. Like people can learn from that. Like I never seen anyone start a new game world recorded like that. So that's the purpose of recording that, and maybe it's going to be useful for people. Okay. Any logistics before we start? No. Logistics space is closed. And I propose we just start with a little check-in about ourselves. What's alive with us, where we are, who we are, what's going on.
Okay, I'll jump in. So right before the meeting came up for me like some, I want to say annoyance, but resistance. Not quite fear, but I'm like, oh, why did I say I was going to get on this call? I don't really want to do this, an hour and a half. And then I brought it back. I'm like, no, I'm curious. I'm curious about what Dor is up to and what's unfolding, and whatever it was that you wrote and that you've been writing about. I'm intrigued by it. It sounds like you have some fire in you, and like it's actionable steps for bridging some things and really trying to unite a broad spectrum of people that are actively working to change and shift things. So that's where the motivation and the intrigue came for me to join today. So I am interested and curious, and I want to see what people are cooking up.
Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I'm Nicole. I'm still a bit liquid from a process I did this morning with a little headache, but yeah, anyway, I want to be here. So yeah, what catches me is the issue of connecting people, because it's a main topic in my research too, as a socialized lonely wolf all my life. And I'm on the way, on the path of stepping out of this strategy, and yeah, I'm still on the road. So and that's why I'm here. I'm curious about how it could work and how I could bring my own research in. I did since until now. Yeah, so that's why I'm here.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I want to jump in. So, hello. My name is Liv again, and I'm here like now in a state of being also still emotional from the morning, and I was very feeling liquid as well today. And yeah, this is my actual state I'm in. And at the same time, I feel to 90% really present and centered as well. And I'm happy to see that both is allowed at the same time, being liquid and centered. And I'm here because I realized a long time ago already that I want to have a change in my life, and that I want to bring transformation to the world and to connect more on a deeper level with human beings and also with nature and animals. And I'm also really ready for going radical in my own transformation, because I already recognized that, yeah, if I allow myself to transform, it also makes something with my surrounding. And I also observed it with other people doing that, and the relationships I'm creating in some years are so beautiful and going really deep. And yeah, it's every day challenging, and I like that. And I like to go further than my brain allows itself to think. And yeah, so this is it for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I have a question, if that's okay. What does radical mean, or what is it? I'm not sure what it looks like, or what is that relationship for you?
Radical means for me to allow everything what's there and becoming more aware of unconsciousness and consciousness. And to take responsibility for myself, for my feelings, and to really restructure some ways of thinking, and also my map of feelings, because I was born in Switzerland, what was for me a lot of times really tight, and I always searched for more space in myself. And yeah, for me, it's radical to really open up. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking.
Thank you. My name is Dor. I'm here because I'm in for starting something new, some new game world in my life, and I felt that it's growing and it's building up in me for a long time, and now it seems like I could not do anything else but be here or but bring that into the world. And I was just thinking for a second if I'd rather be anywhere else or there's something else for me to do, and it's just like there's nothing else more important. Even all the trainings that we're doing, it's like that's for me what my being really wants and want to create. And I'm scared because holding space for this meeting also, and there's all these things that going on in the background, like people that are coming or people that are not coming, and the recording and how the meeting is gonna go. And I feel scared about holding space for those things. And I feel scared that I'm the only man right now in this space. And I feel glad that you're here and that you're something in you brought you to this space, and that I'm not alone, that I'm not holding space for myself right now. And so I honor you and I thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone who needs to say anything or to ask or to declare something like that?
I would like to make like a space where we maybe close our eyes together and just listen again to what each one of us just said, to really let it land in us and to breathe and to get centered. How do you feel about it?
No resistance. Would you hold space for that?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want, close your eyes and feel your feet on the ground. Take a deep breath in through your nose and feel the space in yourself. Maybe you want your hands to connect with your body and touch yourself and feel where you are. Maybe you don't. And let yourself be in the space to allow, let feelings in. And I would like to create a bubble for ourselves together in the space. Maybe you want to take your hands and make like this bubble like around us. And I like to visualize this golden light bubble around us that connects us with everything out there, but still gives us the space to be centered. And if you feel rooted, you might see a cord going to the center of the earth. And I want to declare with you the color of your energy cord that you see right now.
Mine is blue.
Mine
Gold, brown.
Green and black.
is blue too. So then, when you feel ready, you can open your eyes. If you want, just like that, or put your hands in front of your eyes and slowly open the hands and the eyes together.
Thank you. I want to declare also a golden cube of workspace around all of us, all over the world, to hold space for this work. You can declare with me to ground that, the grounding cord of its own. And I invite my bright principles, and you can invite yours into the space of encouragement,
Clarity.
empowerment,
Integrity.
clarity,
Love,
Love.
determination,
appreciation,
Healing.
connection,
Trust.
motivation, joy,
Aliveness.
Thank you. The purpose of this space is to have a first meeting to introduce the idea of this new game world and to start creating it, start to hear what's everyone our ideas are about, and maybe create some missions or some stuff to do that's coming out of this. And so I'm just gonna start talking about the context that I see about this game world, and then if you want to stop me, or you want to say something, or you have any questions, or you want to shift the space somewhere else, you just go ahead.
I'm just going to grab a chair real fast. Right here.
Okay. So this game world is about connection and seeing the world through the lens of connection. And what is possible when that is the lens that you look at the world. And what can happen if we connect everyone in the world together. I had this strategy of a lone wolf, the same like Nicole mentioned, and I think it's a big part of my survival strategy. And so throughout working with possibility management and other contexts, I realized the power of working together. And what I see right now, there's still all these game worlds that are operating as lone wolves. And there's teams or groups or certain contexts that still operating like these lone wolves. Not to mention basically everyone in modern culture just competing for, winning by themselves. So I see this game world as one of in its core purpose is about connection. And then it's not just about connection. Okay, now we're connected, and then it's like the next question is like what we're doing. So it's called connect and rally. To rally means to bring something together. So we take something together and move forward with it. We do something with it. It's not just about, so I can sit in meditation and feel connected to the whole world, and then what? There's like still stuff that I'm angry about in the world. There is still stuff that I care about that I want to change. And how we create this connection and then move forward and do something about this from that place. And that just very general, but to go more specific, there is 4 planes that this game world is playing at. And one of them is teams. So there's teams that inside this game world, for example, we are a team right now, and like the offer here is in the space that, I don't know, the offer is to come and be a core initiator team for this game world. Right now we're 4, so it can be for sale, but I know that it was other people that wanted to join. So be the core circle that is the team that invents this game world and unfold this game world. And there can be more teams inside the game world, like teams like the big Connect and Rally group. There's 30 people there right now that I don't know what their role. Maybe it's a bridge. Maybe they're just people who want to stay updated. Maybe it's space holders there that are gonna create offers in the context of this game world. So this game world is gonna have its own context. And we are in the meetings, all we do in the meeting that are gonna come after this, all we're gonna do is really go deeper with the context and explore the context of this game world. Deepen the context. So one thing is teams, and there's teams inside the game world, and there's teams outside the game world. For example, connecting to a team of, I don't know, like what's coming up, like activists, and then bringing them the context of this game world, or like serving them in a certain way, so that creates connection with them. And then maybe I can, I don't know, for example, connect between this group of activists to a group of Rage Club space holders, and there's like common value there.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing that there's teams, there's trainings. So again, there's inner and outer. So inner trainings inside the game world. For example, space holder training. We already did 6 weeks space holder training, and it was great. Like space holders that are ready to connect with any kind of context, any kind of game world. We brought this alive already there. And other trainings, inside trainings, like conscious feeling trainings, and maybe more, I don't know, advanced trainings we can create inside the game world with this context. And it's a research space, like what trainings do we want to bring? And then there's training outside these game worlds. For example, when I talk about this game world, there was people that really connected to dance. So they want to do dance. So how can you do dance with the context of Connect and Rally? Like, for example, part of the distinctions that are part of this game world is like some distinctions that come from possibility management also. Because, I mean, these 2 game worlds are connected. It's not the same game world, but they're connected. So like doing a 5-body ecstatic dance as a training to other people. So those are training outside the game world, but it's still connected. And then, for example, people that been in ecstatic dance, 5-body ecstatic dance training, they can go into another training that from people that are inside this game world. And then they can keep writing on the context to other trainings to stay in this like connection wave, to keep surfing on this wave of a different context. And so that's the trainings. And then there's the thoughtware technologies. So this game world is connected with all these different thoughtware technologies. For example, possibility management or other software technologies. And it's not like a big thing about this game world, but it's just like it holds space for those different contexts or these different software technologies. So it can be even like I can talk to someone he never heard about possibility management, for example, and they're doing some kind of a healing work that is connected, and I can share about that context. So I'm just connecting between different software technologies. And then there's rallies, which are kind of events, but it's conscious events. It's events that have this connection in them and a rally. So, for example, when people are just going and demonstrating, they're just going to protest in the street against the government. They're doing a rally. They're doing something, they're doing the action, but they don't really have connection between them because they're all playing in the context of modern culture. So they're basically playing lone wolf inside this context of modern culture, and they're rallying together, but there's no connection. Because for me to be connected to you, I need to be here with all my 5 bodies. I need to emotionally be able to feel, to be connected with you. So it's like, so these rallies that I'm talking about, they can be festivals and they can be gatherings, they can be events, even parties, but they can be inside the game world. It's a connect and rally gathering, or it can be also outside the game world. Like you go to a festival and you source the context of this game world inside of that festivals. I mean, we do that a lot already. I call it sometimes pirating the space. Like me and a few other people from Possibility Management, like Jeff Shaw, for example, we went to a restaurant and we started a sharing circle in the middle of the restaurant. Or, we went to a festival and started like a little, like our own, like little context inside the festival. And yeah, so you can be anywhere in that range. And those are the 4 things, right? Those are the
Yes.
4 things that.
Yes. Like that the rally is like I see it as a ball. I'm very visual. I try to explain it like that. And that the teams, the trainings and the treasures, the technologies that we are also sourcing from, they are like inside the bubble of the rally, because the rally is like the outcome and also like a space of celebration, what's happening inside. And yeah, I see it like this bubble that is also open. It's not a closed bubble. It still has space for entering new things. Yeah. And also, yeah, maybe it's an imagination of our globe as well, like the space that spreads into the universe. And for me, it's important to really go around the globe and not staying in one place, for example, with the idea.
Yeah, for me, it sounds like a really, really big, how to say, a big job to transform that. So what's coming up to me is, the first thing is, it's needed that the people realizes that they are not connected. So how to make them realizing that they are not connected. And in that way, it means for me also the first step for them will be to connect with themselves. So first, yeah, the first thing is to to create trainees or events that the people can become more aware about that they are not connected with themselves or each others. So, and then to serve some technologies that they can learn how to connect or stay connected with itself at first, and then I can also connect with others outside of me.
Yeah.
Nicole, do you have a particular modality that you practice or that you want to share?
Sorry, I didn't get the first part.
Yeah, do you have a particular modality that you practice or that you like to share? Or is it tools from possibility management, or do you bring other components with you as well?
I'm still on fire for 𝕬𝕝s.
Amazing.
To get in touch with myself and to stay connected with me.
Okay.
So, to this part of lower my numbness bar so that I can feel. And when I'm feeling, then I'm connected with me. So, and then then it's possible for myself that I can sense all my bodies.
Yeah, so that's something you feel passionate about and that you want to share with people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm creating a weekly dojo. And for 1 year I did it online, and now I'm to make the step to bring it into the offline world, to create a physical 𝕬𝕝 dojo.
Yes.
Cool. So what I heard you say before is that it's like you see as a first step to just have people connecting to themselves more, and that helps to realize, oh, I'm not really connected to other people as much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it corresponds to what Leif was saying about the internal and generating your experience from the internal, your own experience, and then it has the waves and the ripples to the external, and then it affects people in a different way. Yeah, sounds similar.
Thank you. Gary, would you share also about your question to Nicole about what is the modalities that you work with, or how do you do connection?
So I'm taking some steps into fear and coming out of isolation, a little bit more of exposure, and I like to use dance and music for consciousness reformatting. So I haven't really been to 5 rhythms or ecstatic dance, but I imagine it's something very similar. So for me, the lyrics are important. It's really about consciousness reformatting, and it is about the unification of the masculine and feminine and the conscious and the unconscious. And for me in particular with this, with wanting to share it with people outside of possibility management, is that like from PM, I've gained such amazing distinctions about the feelings. It's been a real reconnected space for my emotional body and my physical body than for being actually present and more alive. And so that's the space where, because when I talk about it with people and use words, there's usually some sort of wall or resistance or blockage, like, I don't know about rage stuff. People have a real thing with anger. And for me, music has always been like the safe container to feel. So that's the place where I want to go into it and allow people to have the space to feel. And then from that point, then make some more distinctions and just see what unfolds from there. And doing it in a subtle way where it's more experiential in the body and it's not so mind oriented. And basically, when the mind does come into play, using it to see just the awareness of like where we go, like certain lyrics that hits me. Oh, I got angry with this, or this made me think of a certain story from my past. For people to be able to write that down and then later on to go and explore it and to have integration. And that could be with partnering up with someone else in the space, or there are other facilitators that are available for one-on-one sessions to be able to go deeper, and as a way to bridge people as well into possibility management, just because it's pretty fucking profound and transformational. And I enjoy it, and it's a really useful tool to have for consciousness and navigating consciousness. So that's the place where I'm at with that. And then other than that, working with my partner Oya, and we'll see what unfolds. There's writing and podcast and either group sessions or one-on-one sessions with individuals or couples. So there's a few different threads going on, and just at this place of sort of dancing with the unknown and taking it one step at a time, and getting out of my mind with it and thinking that I have to know what everything is or how I'm going to do it, but just really being present, going with the next step. Okay, what's my next step to take? And getting out of the space of fear with going into the unknown. Yeah. Yeah.
You.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like what we're talking about here, like your whole like operation thing. It's like it's a connecting through dance, which is something that is not been explored so much. And I mean, I can see how you can, like, your exploration around it and that research about it can be like this game world can empower that, like to bring it to more people, to bring it into space holders, to experiment with that. And really connected to other things that connected to possibility management, or and so it's like it's really how, like, what this game world, I think it's its job to like empowering you to do that, and connecting, like, and that's also something that like it gets connected. Wow, I'm going to say connection so many times in this this talk.
You can say unify.
Another word. What Nicole said about like an EHP dojo, for example, it's like our space holder training was missing that, like someone to really take a step for healing dojo.
Mhm.
So like connecting those things, that's something that the game world can be really great at. And it's more about, it's like there's something about possibility management, for example, or other contexts that they really go in deep into it's like almost like an introvert person. It's like really going deep within themselves. It's like what is possible, like researching the world through this lens of possibility. And then there can be like another move, which is more about connections, like connecting to many people, connecting around the world, connecting more things. And that how I see kind of it can be more of the flavor, the color of this game world. And I think it can empower both. Like I'm getting empowered in the last 4 years from possibility management, and without it I could not start a game world. And it works both ways.
Mhm.
Like I connect a lot of people to possibility management, and then I feel that there's some, like, what happens if I have the space to research something within myself as a new game world. It's like where these distinctions will take me, where are those action can lead, like what realms and what potential can I touch when I'm just starting over with a new game world. It's like
What will unfold?
Yeah, what's exciting for me, it's that we, in the 5th cell of the Guardians of the 𝗬𝗑𝗄 collaboration group, we also talked about this part, how to evolve the group, that it becomes not only bigger but more alive and live. I need help. 𝕨𝕬𝕒𝕟𝕜.
Sustainable.
Yeah, thank you. So, and we are also talking
regenerative.
No, sustainable.
Okay.
Sustainable, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe both. It's also to create the group that it's more global and more, that we will also hold the doors open to other contexts, for example. So that we, in what you described, Dor, that we connect to other passions and other technologies, and to weave together with the other contexts. So, and in a way it is needed that we don't get stuck in our own game world. So it influences each game world from the other. So yeah, it's also this process they are starting, how to connect to other game worlds or contexts. So there's a need.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like to respond to that. And I really feel joy about hearing that it's going to be not being stuck in our idea when we build a new game world, to always be open to new knowledge, to new places of feeling, to new experiments and adventures, and that it does not become like a cult.
Yeah.
That we also, in the process of building the game world, we are also responsible for being like self-reflective and transformative in ourselves, to hold the space open. And as you also said, Nicole, that to connect with different passions, I really love this idea, because so many fields in our actual modern culture could be so much connected, but they are so like put into a box, and so they are disconnected. And I experienced it a lot in my life for myself, that so many things are connected. And I always thought like, hey, why are you always like, people in this world try to disconnect and and to separate it, just that it fits into our box from the brain, that we, and for me, for example, the first like really new challenge of space in my mind was the talk about queer theory. It was for me completely something new, that I needed to transform my brain into a new way of thinking, because everything is allowed there. It's not about gender. It's about this. It's nothing really defined when you go really deep into that theory. So, and then I came in touch not a long time ago with the possibility management, and it was the second like journey of really opening my mind to something I have not experienced before. And exactly that I would like to keep, and not keep, but to keep this open, that this is also possible by building a new game world. Yeah, that
What is this?
um
To keep the mind open? What do you mean?
yes, to keep the mind open and also the game world open, you know.
What would you mean by keeping it open? Like, it sounds like it doesn't have any boundaries in the context when it's like open.
I
And
think there are boundaries.
yeah, so what does it mean to keep it open?
To keep it open for connection with different passions, different fields of building connection.
Yeah, for me, there is this picture of that the game world is like a room. We are holding space for that room, for that space. And it's more about holding doors open into that room. So we can go through the door to another context and come back. So the context is in a way clear, and the connection will be unfold by going through the doors, or hold it open, that we hold the door open, it's not locked in a way, so we hold space that it get not locked from both sides. So
And I think I think there is a lot of learning to do about communicating about that. And I mean, I see people that, for example, would hold this context of connect and rally, and they go to a different context, how to have this conversation. It's like how to have this conversation of like, you know, your context is not the only thing in the world. Like Tantra is not the only thing, and it's like how, yeah, to connect between different inside of people, different contexts.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I see it basically as there's a lot of different factions out there for consciousness and what it means to be conscious, when it's just all about consciousness and there's no one absolute way of achieving it, right? We have 4 or 5 different bodies, right? I view the fifth one as actual consciousness. So there are all of these avenues and pathways and doorways to get to the center in a way and to reconnect with oneself. So I see just the different game worlds, different contexts, whatever we want to call it, yoga, tantra, PM, what a transcendental meditation, all of this stuff, it's all working towards the same thing, which is just about people really getting present and then being able to take actionable steps. I see some of the biggest obstacles to overcome are such a mind-driven mentality, and there's a real disconnection with feelings and the emotional body. So for me, that's the space where I see can be sort of the largest area of shift or influence in a way, is just sort of getting those distinctions across and shifting from such the mind orientation of superiority, this is right, this is wrong, stuff, to drop it down into a feeling place where then you can connect with another being or a whole other group of people. And it creates, it's like more of an embrace. Like we get to hug each other and be like, oh yeah, you're into that too. Okay, that's what you mean by that. And I feel like we all want the same thing. We're just going about it in different ways. So it's that space of
what is that same thing is?
Well, right, there's different ways of putting it. What we want, heaven on earth. we want the world to shift from this place of scarcity to this place of abundance, where we know that anything is possible. We don't have to kill each other. We don't have to compete. It really can be this place where everyone's winning, and we acknowledge everyone for what they feel, and to see that, oh, it's okay, that doesn't feel good to you, I won't do that anymore. Feels okay to me, but you don't like that? Okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. It's that place of really listening and acknowledging someone else's experience. I think that's just what everybody really wants. And we have different blocks in different ways. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there doing really good work, that this is what they're working towards. And it's just about connecting us all, so that it's not a competition or a race, but we really get to support each other. It's really a collaborative effort.
Yeah, I connected to what you said about, like, when you're talking to someone, and it doesn't matter like what context, and I'm rephrasing it in my own word, it's like, it doesn't matter what context they're coming from, but we all strive for consciousness, I guess, so more consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And like different people, different contexts, they're trying to go there. And what I'm missing in this conversation, when I talk to people from different contexts, but also I see it on a more the way I think about Connect and Rally is like game world on game world conversations, or context to context conversation. It's like the conversation about if it's about, I need to be fully present to feel. So part of my feelings are anger, for example. So it's like having this conversation about, hey, what is that about? Like asking for clarity. What is the context that you're taking a part of? What are they doing? Like talking to activists, like, what about, like, I see that your game world has this slow drama triangle in it. What is that about? Or like bringing more into the shadow world also. It's like bringing those conversations into the communication, into the connection. And that's what I see. It's a bit missing. And I think that in this game world, it can be almost like a training for doing that, like for talking to people in other contexts and having these conversations. And that, I think, can help to amplify what you're talking about. It's like we are all working to, for me, it's like unity, or like more consciousness. So it's like this can help empower that. Because like people in that, I don't know, I'm just like taking Tantra as an example. I don't know nothing about it, so I'm taking it as an example. But it's just like, do they have the shadow world inside? Do they have those distinctions? Do they have the distinctions about low drama or like victim, and then if they get it, it can really empower the game world. They can really empower their context. And I don't have assumption, like some of them maybe know that, and it's not like a unified context. There's probably different people doing different things. But I see a lot of value in connecting even distinctions to different contexts.
Yeah, the distinctions are amazing for clarity and awareness. You get to know then the boundaries and sort of the edges of things. Because everything is connected, right? It does shift and morph, and it moves into something else. That's why possibility management is really great with this, with really bringing distinctions and clarity, and then it brings awareness. I love how it includes the unconscious with the conscious. It's a big piece that's I think missing in a lot of places.
You have something?
Yeah, maybe a bit later.
The question that coming up for me is like, what in the realm of connection is your necessity to empower yourself in what you're doing in the world, in your mission. Because I want to say how this game world can empower you or your necessity, but it's almost like it doesn't exist yet because we're creating it right now. So it's like how connection, like, can, and whatever that word means to you, like how can that empower your necessity right now in what you're bringing into the world?
For me personally, or are you asking in general?
I'm asking everyone. I'm asking in the space.
For me, it can give me a space of getting in contact, in connection. For example, when I work as a social worker, and I see that there is maybe something else needed, what I can't give into the space, that I'm already in a world of connections where I can source from to bring it into what I'm at, for example. Or when I hold space as a...
So you meant like I'm a part of this game world already, and I can source that into my work.
Yes, for example.
Okay.
Yes, for example, that. Or also to build teams for workshops, to go into spaces where there is not a lot of connection yet, to bring connection to spaces, and to go out of the game world, to bring parts of the game world into the space out there. For example, bringing workshops into schools. And it actually, what I have in mind, because I was part of one of such a workshop already, and it connects a bit to what you said, Nicole, before, to connect first to our feelings ourselves, to be able to connect to others. And I was part of this workshop, just for giving an example, where we allowed children to get connected to their feelings first, that they know about their own feelings, to be able to understand also the feelings of others, that they start to understand how it is to experience cybermobbing and how to interact with data protection with all our new technologies, mobile phones and computers and stuff like this. But the first step was that they get connected to their own feelings, otherwise they don't even get it, how it is for someone else when they cheat with them, lie to them, or talk behind their backs about them. So they need to know about their own first, how that is. And yeah, like to bring the knowledge and the source from the new game world into workshops like this, to go into modern culture and place it there, to make a shift. And not stay only in that's maybe what I mean with the open space, that we don't verteilen,
Share?
yeah, share, or how do you say?
To-
No,
to-
when you
to-
deliver.
yeah.
To deliver,
spread.
yeah, to deliver like the knowledge and the trainings of the teams only inside of the game world, to go out of the game world and go to modern culture and shift something, or place it at least, and give the open space to it, to create new experience. Yes. And yeah, to also connect, for example, with other conscious aware trainings that are maybe not only from possibility management, also from personal development, to connect to different influences and bring all together, because as what you said, Kari and Dor, that the final goal or direction is this bigger sense of consciousness and connection. So if also the trainings or teams that already exist in other game worlds are still disconnected, we want to bring it all together to be connected as well. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Welcome.
I'll be right back. I need to go for a second.
I feel so much joy knowing that you're, whatever workshop you held, or that you're bringing it into schools. And like, it's not even just joy, it's like a sense of relief, like yay, someone is bringing that for kids to gain that awareness. Have it when they're young makes all the difference.
Actually, it makes me really emotional to think about it. It was one of my best experiences I had in my life. And I got to know to a really special person in the workshop, and this person died, and he was doing such great work with music and bringing it to schools and working with children on a really, really individual and special place of sourcing it. And I still play this music, and it's like, it's so transforming. And yeah, to know what you can do. I mean, the class where I was working with, it was completely split in like 4 groups, and it was only with 10 children. You imagine when the class is even bigger. And after the workshop, after the 3 months, we did it once a week with them for 10 to 12 weeks. And the whole class was like united. They were protecting themselves against like people from outside that wanted to be mad with them. and they were like a group, and it was really like a felt connection. And when I saw the kids even half a year later on the street, they were greeting me. It was so cool. Yeah.
So beautiful. And so is this work able to continue? I'm not sure how you guys do it with funding or anything like that. Is this a project that you're able to keep working on and then doing that in schools?
Yeah, I did it in Berlin.
Okay.
And it's 6 years ago or 7 years ago. Yeah. So yeah, I am really into keeping up on this and yeah, working on programs like that.
Liv, I have a question. Did you also do this work with the teachers?
Yeah, I mean the class teacher was involved, and also one of the school social workers was involved. And then the other woman I planned and created the workshop and did it with, she was a woman from more from the informatic technical part, like for PC and like all the knowledge about data protection. And I was an intern, or I was working in the social work field actually. Yeah, at that point.
And what does it mean that they were evolved?
They were
That
part
they
of
were
the process.
how,
I mean,
and did they also do this feelings work?
no, because no, we wanted to do it without the teachers. I mean, we discussed all our program with the teacher and the school social worker, and they were there if we needed help, because it was like with the children with special needs. That's why it was only with 10 kids in a class. But we wanted to leave the teachers out, that they make a new experience. Because when they have the teacher there, it's like this, the box of school. And we want to go out of the box.
Yeah, I understand this part that is not mixed with the children. But my question was if the teachers in the separate space did also that work, that they also have the experience of that.
No. We just made an integration after the whole workshop all together. But the teachers, I don't think that they picked it up to integrate in the school, you mean?
No, for themselves. For me, it's difficult. Why do you make this work with the kids, but not with the adults? Yeah. So who is integrating what? So how can the teachers lead or integrate that into school system when they don't have the experience by themselves? How can they go on with that feelings work into school when they don't have the experience by themselves? So it's a nice workshop, great, but afterwards, so it's maybe like poofing away.
Yeah, a bit like that, yeah, actually. That's what I also missed in the workshop.
So in that way, the question is for me about the sustainable of such workshops. So, my daughter.
Yeah, I really feel joy about your question. And it's actually really a part that was missing in this kind of context. And for part of the new game world, I would also do it more integrative with all parts, even with the director of the school, you know?
Yeah, it's maybe, for me, it's similar like what Dor explained in the beginning of this game world we want to create. It's about having different teams. So we have a team which is doing the workshop with the teachers, with the adults. There is one team doing the workshop with the administration stuff. And there's one team doing the workshop with the kids. So, but all in the end have the same experience or similar experience, and then they can connect to what it means doing feeling work or consciously feeling.
Yeah,
but if you train this, so for the kids it's nice, so they know how to connect to them, their feelings, but and they maybe when they grow up, they can give this experience back to their children or to other people's they know. But for the school system, it's just, yeah, one part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a big task to shift the school system. And it can be done with teams, for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, also it's also this creating this game world is also a big task. So yeah, if we don't do that, we will reach nothing. Everything will, yeah, go on like it go right now.
It's crazy to me how much the theme with kids and parents come back in these spaces, and it almost feels like it needs to be an integral part of any game world to have work with kids and parents and teachers and
Yeah.
everyone that works with kids also.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
the sport workshop teacher that comes and do a workshop about sport, like even them. Okay, so that's a great necessity. And what other necessities? I'm also keeping the question for you, Nicole and Carrie, and for myself.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really feel the necessity of the connection. And what this, if you ask me, how could this game world empower my necessity, is that the first thing coming up is this is for me a practicing space to practice to be in a team and not the lonely wolf, so that I can practice to be connected.
Mhm.
So, and then I by myself make new experience about how does it feel to be connected. So the one thing is how does it feel to be connected with myself by maybe doing each piece or conscious feeling work or other techniques. And then the second part is how does it feel to be connected with other people, to be in a team. So yeah, and then I can go out and create it somewhere else.
Yeah, like having the feeling, the research, the feeling with you of being connected, and having that lead you to feeling that, like, to bring that to other people. It's like almost this whole, what it sounds to me is like this evolutionary research about what it really is to be connected with a team, and then to bring that research outside.
Yeah, I'm making, I think maybe 1.5 years ago, 𝕒𝕟𝕜 asked me that question about what is holding you back to be in a team. And this was one of the door openers for me to realize that I'm not, or that I'm not able, or that I don't know what it means to be in a team, or that I don't know what is a team. So it's not only about cooperation or hierarchy, or there's so much more what a team means. And also this to bring out to the world, what does it mean, a team? It's also about intimacy, to become visible and to become vulnerably. So it's so much more, and there are so many fears connected to this issue of being in a team.
Yeah, it's real. It's a vast difference when it's like conscious collaboration and beings are coming with a responsibility for themselves and actively shifting from low drama to, I don't know, high level fun in an adult way. It's a whole other ballgame. It's a whole other world to be in. To feel supported and acknowledged and met by another adult. So for me, I get a sense of trust, and also I feel like, you know, coming out of isolation, there is like a sort of like a child-led ego state as well, that I want to feel safe to really come out and be visible and to be vulnerable and to be myself. So, and I do that by taking steps and by like, when I feel met, or when I feel like I can trust the other individual that's around, or teammates, multiple people, and I'm like, oh no, they're doing their shit. It's okay. It's all right. And that there's a sort of a different sense of accountability that comes along with it too. And when I think about it in that context, I feel a lot of joy about collaboration, and because, wow, it feels so much better when I don't have to know everything and I don't have to do it all. It's like, whew, the load is lightened for sure. It makes it fun.
Thank you for bringing this context in the space and what you already found, like what you already discovered about that. It's so great that you had all these experiences to, you know, because we're not starting from zero. We all worked in teams, and yeah, it's great that you kind of summon the context in the space, what you share. Would you also share about the necessity that comes up for you for something like that, for something about connection, and or how this game world can empower you?
I feel like right now at this moment, I'm not really sure about. I don't know if I have an answer other than just helping me with feeling support and accountability for whatever steps I do want to take, or if something does come up, to be able to voice it, and also then how I can support and be a team member. This is also me learning that too, and that place of also not overextending myself in a way, like I guess in PM context, not losing my center, and still there's a balance there with me actively creating something and also actively supporting someone else in their creation, or if it's a co-creative process, to really get this rhythm down and this movement, and to still hold my own, while also being a team member as well too. Yeah, so yeah, accountability really comes into play.
What can you say more about it, about accountability?
Yeah, I guess when I say something that I'm going to do, or my next steps I'm going to take or something, when I voice it with other people who are adults and are responsible, I'm much more likely to do it, because I want to keep my word. I want to have integrity. And so just sort of having a team, having witnesses, it like I show up in a different way, versus if I'm like lone wolfing it and like, oh, I might try this, I can wiggle out of something. So the irresponsibility come into play. I'll do that tomorrow. I can't get to that today. Because I know if I've made an agreement with someone else, I'm much more likely to be on it. So that's supportive, and that feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. My necessity comes in this really physical, like being with people as a nomad, that I'm going around a lot. A lot of times I'm alone, and connection is such a big thing in my life, and I'm like, where is the connection? I'm just alone in a hostel, and I mean, I'm sourcing, I'm cavitating spaces sometimes, or I'm joining events and stuff. But then again, I end up like, I was in the lab in Poland, and then, I went back to the hostel. I was again alone. So my necessity from this game world is really empowering connections so much that it's like I have people around me, like we're collaborating, even as a nomad, like having more nomads around me, having these missions to do together, but also as a villager, as someone that holding space for whatever, like spaces in Israel or in other places, just staying connected with eco villages and having connection, a physical connection with people. It's something that I already worked on empowering that in possibility management, but I want to have like a platform for that, like for empowering that, and also empowering. It's like it's about encouragement for me. So if I see someone is doing something, like for example, someone that I know in Israel is doing theater workshops with kids that has conscious feelings. So having a game world that is about how can we empower him? So how can we empower more people for him to do that? How we can create trainings to train people in what he's doing. Same with the ecstatic 5-body ecstatic person doing dance workshops. Like, how can I bring more people to him too? So that's my necessity, and I feel that this can grow and have more people in it, and that can answer a necessity. That's my clue.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to add something to that, because I had once this idea of being like a yoga teacher, and I can travel around the world and just put on my website like, yeah, tomorrow and there. Does anyone have a space where I can teach my yoga? And the people get to know that and come to my classes, so that it's possible for a lot of people that they can spread their work or their offerings to the world, and that the game world gives like a platform of connection also for spaces to welcome those people, that they can do their work at other places of the planet. It's really cool, actually. Yeah. I feel really joy about creating such a game world.
Yay.
Good.
I'm very motivated.
Nice.
Already started to work on the website.
I feel a bit stuck in that, but it's coming.
And you created a beautiful logo.
Thank you.
Yeah. We have a few nomads coming around in a few days to visit us already. So I feel it's like there's something that is working in this connection thing. And we met Nicole when we were connecting with other people around us. So it's
so cool.
Yay.
I'm still great. I still appreciate the food that you prepared us, Nicole. Really, and that you just gave us the kayak.
You can connect more people to my bistro now for next season. Great.
Anyways, we have a few more minutes. Like we have 5 more minutes. Anyone wants to check out with something, or yeah, what do you see as the next steps?
I just want to add something about the possibilities how to empower my necessity, because it's not only about practicing connection, it's also that to work together as a team and creating a new game world is also to practice, if it yeah, if it is possible to practice, but it's about practice in creativity. So to activate the creativity and to get inspired from each other. So it's also about inspiration, to receive and to bring inspirations by the way of connection.
Do you know this platform for like collecting ideas, where everyone has another color of writing?
No.
But it's like
What's it called?
yeah, I just try to recap the name.
Nero? The
No,
mirror thing?
no, not this one. It's like an open space, and after 30, it's really protected. I will find out. And after 30 days, it's gonna be deleted. So it would need to be make sure that the information is taken out before that 30 days. But it's actually a really good place to have like a space, like a safe area.
You have a proposal?
To just collect. I have a proposal to open that platform and send you the link, that everything comes into your mind. You can just write down there and we collect it.
Sounds great.
Yeah. And if I don't find the name for that, I would suggest that I open like a Miro platform. It's also really cool. There we can make like a digital mind map source. Then it's a bit more visual, maybe. Yeah, maybe I prefer that even.
You're the game world builder.
Yeah.
You'll figure that part out.
So I just will send a link in the group, in the initiator group.
Yeah, so we have an initiator group, and you're welcome to join. I'll send you the link after. And I'm also going to publish the video out. And I know there was someone try to join in the middle, and there was some other people that wanted to join but couldn't be. So I'll be the village weaver. I'll connect with them and see, it's like, who else is in the team for this, who else would help us to start develop. And I guess I'll set another meeting for this for next week, and you would let me know if it works for you, or if you have other proposals.
Yes.
Sounds good.
And I don't know if I need your email address for that, for the invitation of this platform. So maybe you write an email address to the initiator group as soon as you arrive there.
Okay.
Then I can send the invitation per mail. All right.
Yeah.
Great. Anything else from anyone? All right, so this is it for today. Enjoy Friday, Shabbat, Gary, and
Shabbat shalom. Good to see you all.
Bye.
Nice day.
Bye.
Thank you for joining.